Hey guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends with another champion guide, this time on Grimskin. Grimskin, an Ogryn tribe epic champion. So we have Sika 131 say there's an epic that's maybe worth checking out, and that is Grimskin. Not the best kit, but I have a feeling that he can smack decently. Well, let's go ahead and be the judge of that. Let's take a look at said kit. So Grimskin, a big bottle of oil or something fell on his head, man. I mean, I feel bad for the dude. Don't you? I mean, look at that. Look at that crude oil all over my man. It's Grimskin indeed. He is Magic Affinity, Ogryn Tribe, Epic Defense-based champion. Now, way back in the day, I'm talking like 2019, this dude was an attack-based champion. They reworked him around 3.5, almost 4 years ago. They made him a defense-based champion, and he's a lot of defense. 1421, that's very high, especially for an epic champion. One of the higher epics out there. He doesn't have a lot of HP, 16,350. What does he do? On Terry Fist as A1, attacks one enemy, 50% chance win book to place the big version of decreased speed. On the A2, frustrating muck. Exactly what he looks like. Exactly. Attacks one enemy 2 times on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Is this guy worth booking? Well, let's see. Each hit has a 60% chance when booked of placing a provoke for 1 turn. So it happens on both hits. That's pretty dependable. Then has a 60% chance, each hit has a 70% chance to place the initial provoke, then has a 60% chance of placing a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn if the first provoke is placed. So that does not sound very good. I hate conditionality on skills. It's annoying, but it's actually not that bad. Now, it's not 100% dependent to get that AoE provoke, but a 70% chance on each hit is actually very dependent, right? I mean, 70% on 2 hits. As long as he's placing the first provoke, he will place an AoE provoke, or a 60% chance to do so. So it's not that bad, not that good. It's weird. I've never seen a skill exactly like that. I mean, I feel like you could almost just give him the AoE provoke, don't you? Anyway, on the A3, Ichor Fling attacks all enemies on a 4-turn cooldown, has a 100% chance of removing 1 random buff from each target. Okay, so an AoE removing 1 buff, not bad. Let's check out his multipliers, because that's going to have a lot to deal with how we grade this champion. Speaking of grading on hellhades.com, they give him a 3 in Doom Tower waves. They gave him a 3 in Dragon, a 4 in Ice Golem. He's nice in Ice Golem because he's got the decreased speed on his A1. He's got Provoke as well. You can provoke the minions, the guards of the Ice Golem. And he's tanky. He can take a hit. So I agree with that grade on Ice Golem for sure. Spider Fire Knight, I mean, he's got the decreased speed, but he's got a single target on his A1. He doesn't bring anything else essential to either Spider or to Fire Knight, you know? So I don't really think he's good for any of those areas either. Faction Wars, I'd say he's really good. He can help control again, and he's tanky, and he can deal some damage. Speaking of damage, we have a 3.4 defense multiplier on the A1. We have a 2.8, which is a 2-time hitter on the A2, not bad. And then we have a 3.9 on the AoE on the A3. Again, that's actually really good, provided we set him up with an increased defense champion first. So it looks like my man can hit at least, right? Let me show you how I have him built. I'll show you his masteries. We'll take him for a quick spin in the arena. And there's an Ogryn Tribe only secret room open right now on Doom Tower Hard, so we'll try him there as well. So here he is in triple perception. I think that's probably the way to go. We want accuracy on every one of his 3 abilities: decrease speed, provoke, and removing buffs. So we're going to need accuracy. We have 294 here, plus masteries as well. So we have on the banner, I wanted to mitigate for that small relative HP. So we went flat stat HP on the banner. I didn't glyph out anything on this build too. I didn't ascend anything either. So note that we could definitely build him a lot stronger. Crit damage on the amulet. We have defense on the ring. That was already glyphed. We do have a crit rate on the gauntlets. I figured we put crit rate on the gauntlets. We build them to 100% crit rate or close to 97% crit rate Ash, and then stack up some crit damage on the substats, you know. I try to save, you know, I mean, I only have so much good nuker gear, right? Try to save it for my most used nukers. We have defense percentage on the chest and we have speed on the boots, okay? Again, looking for crit damage on the substats because we have crit rate on the main stat on those gauntlets. In terms of stat priorities, you can see his total stats here. Obviously, defense, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, survivability, all going to be important on this champion. Luckily, that defense is very easy to scale up pretty high. For blessings on this champion, we do not have him awakened in today's video. I think the way to go, I think he's actually a pretty good candidate for commanding presence. Even though he doesn't have an aura, you'll likely be using an aura. And I feel like, you know, you can get some utility out of Phantom Touch. If you wanted to be, you know, flirt with danger and run this dude in Fire Knight, I would definitely pick up Phantom Touch. You could also go with Dark Resolve and just try to prevent him from being CC with Provoke, Freeze, or True Fear, depending on where you're using him. So those are some options for you guys to consider. In terms of masteries, here's what we got going on, guys. We have support. We went with, obviously, the accuracy masteries. We have Lore of Steel because we have a triple perception set on him. We went with Evil Eye, Master Hexer, and Sniper. I feel like that's a pretty good bet for the decreased speed on the A1. And then on the offensive side of things, we went with Life Drinker, and then we went down the left-hand side, ended with War Master. So those are the masteries, guys. Let's go ahead and take him into battle. Let's do a quick damage check inside the arena, see what this guy can put up. Don't want that. Don't want to go summon. What is going on with my game here? Golly. All right. Let's refresh, get a nice clean slate. Let's go against this squad. Let's take him out. Let's put, yeah, sure, we can put him on this team. Why not, right? Why not? Grimskin, we have an increased defense. Go second team here. UDK, Mithrala, Pythion, and Grim. Obviously, as I mentioned before, guys, as much as it pains me, I do want to go in with the A2 here because we really want this guy to have increased defense. It will generate a lot more damage and obviously survivability. When their defense is based on their damage is based on their defense and their defense-based champion, it makes all the sense in the world, right? Let's go ahead and let's use the A3. Let's just see what he can do here. There's no decreased defense or debuffs on these enemies, but oh man, that was not too exciting, was it, guys? Yikes. Now, granted, we did land a couple weak hits, but still, I was expecting a little bit more against, like, Valkyrie. Golly. All right. So he's not going to be anybody's arena nuker on a go second team. But let's not judge, like, only on a very small sample size. Okay. Kill the Arbiter there. That's cool. Let's go into the A2 again. I want to go against a squishier team as well, just to see. Here comes his A1 next. Obvious. Okay. Either way, it's going to be his A1. What was his A1 multipliers again? It was a 3.4 multiplier on the A1, so definitely hard. He lands the decreased speed there against Valkyrie, but wasn't able to do enough damage to really make a dent in that shield. Luckily, we're going to be okay anyway, it looks like, on this team. I do like that he has control in the kit, too. There were no buffs to remove on that A3, so let's not hold it against him. He has A3 up again. He removes the buff, from Grazer Iron Gut, so you can see how that can come in handy, right? He's removing that buff before the damage is taken, as you saw there. So that would be effective against Skullcrown and Leo as well, the Proud. As well as Grazer Iron Gut, Swift Parry, etc. Let's see. So, come on, finish Valkyrie, man. You're supposed to be strong against magic, or against Spirit Affinity, right? Give her a good A2. Right to the face. Come on. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, he is certainly, even if he was an arena nuker, which he's not, he's certainly not in a arena nuker build. He has no Helm Smasher. He has no Savage. He has, none of that stuff. All right. So he's CC'd to death, literally. We do have a Reviver on the team, so we're all good. I do want to go ahead and just cleanse here for a moment. Revive. And Seal of Magic. Got to be careful of Trunda number 2 here. And he dies again. Fantastic. I still think we're going to win this one. But it's not going to be because of Grimskin just yet, right? All right. Cloak of Ages. All we have to do is sit back and wait for a little bit. 2 turns. And here's... So, yeah, Trunda's not going to be able to kill Pythion. No way. No way. I did wish he'd get a turn in between there, though. Or before she took a turn. He's a fast Trunda over there. Okay. Okay. Now we can... Now we can't revive. But Forge Rhythm is back up next turn. But it's do or die. I have to revive here. I have no choice. Okay. All right. Get out of here, this team. This team, come on, man. Come on. All right, let's go against this team instead. There we go. I just chose the wrong team. That's clearly what happened there. I want to at least give my man a chance to nuke, right? But as you know, we don't cut losses here on the channel. Win or lose, you're going to see everything. As ugly as it is. All right, come in here. He's got his buffs. He's ready to go. We're going to remove a random buff from everybody and do a little bit of damage too. A little bit being the key operative word there, right? So he's not an arena nuker. Let's try out the A2 here really quickly. I don't mean, like, he's not a trash champion, but, I mean, this is really Mithrala Lifebane doing most of the damage on this team right now, and she's certainly not built to be any sort of a damage dealer at all. All right, let's do A2, though. So let's, like, provoke Arbiter, and look at that. We provoked everybody. So it worked out. Again, that A2 can definitely come in handy. Doom Tower Waves, Faction Wars as well. Don't sleep on that A2 just because it's not an AoE, right? But you can see damage-wise, it's not going to be his forte. I'll be honest with you guys. I have a video on my main channel, Ash Raid Shadow Legends, and it was one of the, like, maxing random champion videos. And I maxed him. He was one of them. And I built him to be a nuker in that video. I put, like, all this OP crit damage gear on him. I gave him Helm Smasher. I gave him the whole 9, and he still wasn't dealing that much damage. So he's not going to be that great of a damage dealer, but he can swing. He can pack a little punch for you for a defense-based champion. Just make sure that you give him that increased defense. I do, because I think the question that begs itself here is, okay, so if he's not hitting very hard, is it better off just throwing defense percentage or HP percentage on the gauntlets, maybe throwing him in Guardian gear and getting some different utility out of him? I would say probably not. I would say actually probably still getting a little bit of damage. Not everybody has to be an OP damage dealer on your teams. And his multipliers dictate that he can actually add some damage value. Let's compare him to some of his peers in this Ogryn tribe-only secret room. So guys, here we are, Secret Room 5, Doom Tower Hard. We have Ugo, we have Grimskin, we have Shamrock, Ignatius, and Uragrim on the squad. I'm curious to see how he does damage-wise here. Let's see what he can do. So he goes in right now. That's his A3. Not bad, not amazing in terms of damage. There's no way he outdamages Ignatius on the team. But how is he going to compare to his peers, if you will, like a Uragrim, for example? We will see. So let me come back to, actually, let me just talk a little bit about the champion here to kind of put an end cap on this video. So I think that overall, Grimskin is not a bad champion, but also not one that's really... His kit doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. It doesn't give a ton of overall utility, I feel like. I really think he's a type of champion that you take to level 50. You try him out before you invest any books into him, before you invest, certainly take him to level 60 before you do that, because he can be tanky enough to kind of get his utility anyway. And let's face it, there's a lot of epics that just have an AoE provoke, you know? It's kind of cool how it works on his A2, but... you know, 3-turn conditional AoE provoke, I'm not sure that's super exciting, at least anymore in this game. So I think that overall he's more of a progression faction war champion than anything else, unfortunately. But hey, we're committed here on the channel to talk about every champion. At least he's tanky. There's a lot worse than him, but unfortunately there's a lot better too. I'll come back at you guys at the end of this third wave here, and we'll see how he did damage-wise. All right, guys, this ends the run Let's see how the big fella did here. 532,000 damage, about half of Ignatius, about double Uragrim. Obviously not adding all the healing and everything else that Uragrim is adding to the team, so take that into consideration. But either way, again, I would say kind of a meh champion overall. Not awesome, not awful. Let me know what you think of this champion after today's guide, and keep the guide requests coming. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.